Happy end of 2021, everyone. It's Joe, and we've got a lot to catch up on today. Many things. We are going to start with my clinical trial because I know there are a few people here who want the update on that. So yesterday I was back at Mass General in Boston and on the research floor taking my fifth dose of something. Still not sure if it's the actual drug or if it's the placebo, but I have a lot to fill you in on that. This is a really big commitment for those who are thinking about doing a clinical trial. I started to do it not necessarily to help myself, but really want to help others with the research down the road. We've had 5 injections, and some of them have been fairly painful. It is done intrathecally, so it's a spinal cord tap, and they remove fluid, and then they put fluid in, either a placebo or the drug. After each of the injections, we wait a few weeks, and then I go back into usually Spalding for testing to test my ASIA score to see if there are any changes. And we do some strength and conditioning tests and some tests to see if it's really affecting my fine motor skills, primarily with my hands. Last time they did the testing, the results were fairly promising, where I did have gains in my ability to sense things on my skin and having just more overall feeling throughout parts of my body, which is really promising. That's actually not what the drug is intended to do, but if we are growing back nerves, then that's a good thing. I have to report every change to my body during this clinical trial, and one thing that has happened that is not part of the drug's purpose is my pain level has also dropped, which is obviously a huge thing for us spinal cord survivors if in fact I am getting the drug and it does that versus the placebo. Unfortunately though, one of the primary goals of the study is to increase our fine motor skills with our hands and arms, and sad to say that I have not seen any increases in either of those, but I'm still very optimistic. We've got one more injection to go, and again, this research is going to hopefully come up with a cure for spinal cord injury where the nerves don't grow back, and we're hoping that this will provide at least some type of growth in the future. Regardless of the outcome, I highly recommend we take part in these clinical trials because this is the only way we're going to advance the science to come up with cures. And if there's another clinical trial that I can be part of in the future, I will definitely do it. Overall, 2021 was a really good year. Continued with my physical therapy and occupational therapy. We also had a huge addition to the family back in the spring, and that was the van that gave us a lot of freedom. And Michelle and I went on a number of road trips with it, seeing friends, going to places we hadn't been in a while. It was really great. This summer we also started to do a exercise routine to strengthen up my abs and my core, and that's thanks to Veronica, who comes by every day during the week. We're so grateful for everything that she's done to work with us and help us out. We're very thankful to add her to the rehab team, and looking forward to a great 2022 as well. This fall, after a year hiatus, we started to walk again at physical therapy, and it wasn't pretty, but we took one step at a time and gradually got to the point where we felt more comfortable being able to take walks without having the fear of me not breathing again. One of the highlights of the summer was renting a house in Vermont with my family and going away for 4 days. It was our first trip away from the house, and it was pretty spectacular, just being surrounded by nature and family. And we also had one of our friends come up and join us, Gabby, who we love dearly, and she is an amazing person, and really look forward to future vacations with the family and including Gabby. A big win was late fall. We ended up picking up a FES bike to use for rehabilitation. I had my eye on a new one, but we ended up finding a slightly used, so it's new to me, and it's made a huge improvement with my leg therapy, being able to wear out those spasms and being able to do exercise on a regular basis outside of physical therapy. It's a really amazing piece of equipment. If you're a spinal cord injury survivor and you want to look into it, please ask your rehab place if they have one to try to get on one. It really makes a big difference. I think one of the major improvements that we've seen with the FES bike is a ability to have my muscles spasms be worn out to the point where it's really had a major positive impact on my walking that I mentioned we started back in September. So just last week we did an 85-foot walk without any body weight support, only using an upright walker, and even the quality was probably the best that we've seen in about a year or so, or a year and a half. So I am forever grateful to my physical therapy team at Northeast Rehab, led by Naomi. She's a rock star. She never gave up on trying to get me back to walking, and it was a pretty emotional moment when we hit that milestone. So I'm thankful to everyone for all of the help and just showing what we can accomplish when we work hard at it and never give up. So wishing you all a very happy New Year's Eve. I hope 2022 is amazing for you. I do have a special announcement for 2022. I will be joining a number of my kiteboarding friends down at the Outer Banks the first week of May in Kinnikit Shores in Avon. So if you're watching this and you're one of my kiteboarding peeps and you can get in one of the houses, it would be amazing to spend a week with you down there. Looking forward to reconnecting with Mike Lee and company in a brand new house, so should make for some great memories. This year we also dipped our toe in the water as a podcaster, both the host and the producer of Through Thick and Thin, and it was a really great learning experience. I'm very happy that I had the help of Veronica to kind of guide me through that, because there's a lot to learn. And we had some really amazing interviews. We put it on pause for a few weeks just to get through the holidays. And in 2022, we will have more episodes. I promise they'll be bigger, badder, and greater than anything else that you've seen coming out of the Megaloop Lab studios.